Hey Christians, I have a question. Is there free will in heaven? I mean, if only good things happen and you can only do good things, then no, right? I mean, that's the whole reason why we have evil on earth, is so we have free will to be able to choose to do evil or to do good. But if there's absolutely no chance that someone could commit evil in heaven, then you don't have free will by definition. Maybe you can say they do have free will, but they just choose not to. But then why couldn't God just create us like that to begin with? If God can make a place where people freely choose good, but evil just doesn't happen, then evil clearly isn't necessary for free will. I don't know, just a question.
It's not like it's a horrible thing to have high expectations.
No.
You should have high expectations as to who you want to be with. Why has this become a bad thing? You want someone who's healthy, is kind, who, wants to take care of themselves, wants you to take care of themselves. Like, what? We should be on the same page about this. Yeah, she has high expectations because she probably a high expectation girl. Because she looks hot too. So she wants you to look hot. Like, what are you complaining about? If you're complaining about it, then you're not one that she's going to go for. So sorry, buddy. You got to go for someone else.
Girl comes up to me at the gym and asked me how many sets I had left at the machine I was using. I said, I have 1 set left. Do you want to work in with me? She goes, no, I'll wait for you. I said, okay. About to put my headphone back in. She goes, hey, random question. I said, hit me with it. She goes, what do you think about girls approaching guys at the gym? And I said, well, every guy loves a girl that shoots her shot. Why not? And she goes, well, here I am. I said, what's your phone number? And she goes, you're that easy? And I said, yeah, I'm that easy. Anyways, I gave her my number, then she walked away. She even walked the machine.
One thing that modern women have to understand is that men didn't stop trying. They just quit messing around with you is really what it is.
You shouldn't argue with women because at the end of the day, their perception of the world is based on their feelings. They don't see facts. They see good, bad, fair, unfair, what should and what shouldn't be. You tell a woman 2 + 2 is 4 and she don't like you or 4, you just became a bigot, a homophobic, transphobic. You hate your mom. They don't argue to understand. They want you to know how they feel and they want you to validate how they feel. Anytime you listen to a woman talk, you tell them something, the first thing that come out of their mouth, that's mean, that's rude, that's not fair. Who cares if it's mean, rude, or unfair? It's a fact.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Paying for you is not buying you. When a man pays, it's a gesture of chivalry. It's an act of care and not a transaction. This gesture values companionship over commerce. Think of it as a gift, freely given, not as a trade. A man paying the bill is a gesture of esteem. It's a sign of respect, not a claim of ownership.
True elegance lies in understanding this. A woman's acceptance of such a gesture is not indebtedness, it's appreciation of the act. In a world where every interaction is measured, let's not confuse courtesy with commerce.
Yeah, we should grab a drink. We should hang out.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah. Cold approach 101. Don't be afraid to offend. Always tell the truth in the interaction. You have big bartender girl vibes, yeah. Yeah, it's like a version of stripper energy.
Thank you.
When you're talking to a girl, don't over compliment. If you do compliment, balance it out with something polarizing. Like at the very least, cursing. You're really cute versus you're really f***ing cute. Trust me, it makes a big difference. Totally random and unprofessional. I thought you were very f***ing cute. I just wanted to come say hi. I'm walking around getting steps in.
Modern women do things and they say things that cause a man to check out. They act in a certain way. They behave in a certain way that makes a man step back and be like, I don't know if I should share that with her.
See, I've been trying not to discriminate, but friend, you know there's a difference. They all girls? Oh, come on, man. You know I got you. Y'all good? So, am I supposed to pay for you and everybody? No, I'm not. I'm not doing all of that. You know I'm not doing all of that. See, I knew I should have got you that step stool when I was at Walmart. Nah, I'm playing. I'ma come do it for you. Well, what you want me to do? We both can't reach it. I know you said we're not compatible. You don't want to talk to me no more, but see, I'm outside your house, and I see this car that don't look like your neighbor car. So I'm over here wondering, who was at your house? You just told me this yesterday. I just want to make sure you're okay, okay? You could just call me, let me know. You all right? I'm just gonna knock on the door.
I wish you men did suffer in silence. Actually, that would be preferred. Because I know you don't.
Yeah,
because
they
I
do.
know you make everybody feel it around you. I know when you walk through the door and you say, you're bitching and moaning about something, and you're just not telling anybody that you're upset. that you got a little problem. And then
That's what women do.
your wife's over here walking on eggshells trying to like keep the house together.
That's what women do. The silent treatment. A lot of men do suffer in silence. Heck, men are lucky if anyone even asks them what's wrong. A man could be walking around really upset and no one will say anything. They just pretend he's not there. Unless they need something, of course.
Never, ever, ever chase a woman. My brothers. Never try to build a case for a woman to stay with you, to go out with you. Never ask a woman multiple times to spend time with you. Never try to convince an existing woman to stay. If she wanders, let her go. This is very consistent with my thoughts of believe everything a woman does and nothing of what she says. Now, this applies to everybody, but I'm speaking to the men out here, being that the majority of my audience is men. Believe what she does, not what she says. That's super important for you to maintain your own sanity.
You know, and once modern women understand that I don't want to read your list anymore, I don't want to feed into your delusion and your feelings of grandeur, maybe we'll have something. Maybe you'll have some self-awareness.
I just need to know from a men's perspective, are y'all waiting on girls to talk to you first? Like, are you waiting on a girl to ask you on a date first? Because that's crazy to me. Like, when you're out in public and you're making eyes with a girl and you're, like, making it known that you're attracted to her, but you're not going to say something, how are you not going to say something? Where are the huevos? Where are the huevos these days? I feel like there's so many, like, times that guys want to say something to girls and they don't. Like, is there a guy watching this that can give us some insight? Like, why don't you just do it? Why don't you just do it? Are you scared? Are you waiting for her to say something first? I like my man to be assertive and dominant. If you want to say something to me, say something to me. I'll give you the opportunity. I'll put my phone down.
I don't know why so many women think that it's so easy to approach when they themselves start sweating over the thought of roles reversed. Just off the top of my head, 3 really easy reasons why it is difficult for a man to approach. Number 1, fear of rejection. Number 2, anxiety over what he actually says to you. And number 3, the situation is not ideal, like you're not alone. That's just 3, but there's like 100 more.
Okay, so when my friend and I go out, we don't get approached by men. And it's happened like a handful of times where we'll go out and we look nice, you know, we're putting our best foot forward, we're fun, we're talkative, we laugh, the whole 9, okay? We don't get approached. We live in LA. I don't know if that's part of it. I don't know if men in other parts of the country are different, but in LA, it feels like that just doesn't happen anymore. I don't know. I'm going to put a picture of us and you guys can see what we look like. I don't think like we're bad looking, you know, like what is it?
Modern women want men to be traditional for traditional's sake, for tradition's sake. Or just continue to do it just because that's what men have always done. No, we're not going to continue doing that. Absolutely not.
You can tell a lot about a man by which side of the sidewalk he walks on when he is next to you. When I was little, my dad always walked on the outside of the sidewalk, between me and the road. I didn't even realize it was a thing back then. I just thought it was normal. But when I got older and started dating, I noticed something. Almost no men did that. We would walk down sidewalks, they would be busy on their phone or not even paying attention. And then one day I was walking with my husband. And without saying a word, he switched sides. He instantly put himself between me and the street. It seems small, but women notice these things because it's not really about the sidewalk. It's about protection. It's about instinct. It's about a man that naturally thinks if something happens, it will hit me first. My husband was the first man to ever do that for me besides my father. So ladies, does your man follow the sidewalk rule?
You friends on me, but you get mad because your friend wants me to be knocked down. You want me to be broke, but your friend wants me to be knocked down. I'm going with your friend. It's as plain and simple as that. I'm not finna be wasting dribbles with you. Are you crazy? I'm simple, bro. I love gorgeous, beautiful women that want to be with me, that want to suck my meat, that want to get dug out till she busts and want to get taken care of. That wants to understand that she's feminine and I'm masculine. I don't want no masculine chick. I don't want that. I don't want a chick that I have to play mental gymnastics with. I don't want a chick that's trying to play hard to get. I don't want that.
And another thing that modern women do is, well, you know, I want you to be open and honest and transparent and vulnerable with me. But when I decide I don't want to tell you something, well, I don't have to, and that's optional for me.
Okay, ignore me looking like a bum. But every time I walk a busy street, not to be cocky or nothing, it just seems to be the trend. Every time I walk a busy street, I get a little beep. At least one guy's gonna beep. That seems to happen, right? So today, I got my beep, and he went down and then he turned around, right? He turned around and he started like holding up traffic to talk to me to try to get my number. The whole point of this story this is what it made me think of. That man will come and get you if he wants you. It don't matter where he at, what he doing. If he's stopping traffic, he's gonna come and get you. And that's today's gem. That's today's reminder for the ladies. Okay, missing rib, have a good day.
I used to be married to a man who used to get mildly but visibly annoyed with me anytime I was being silly, singing, dancing, bopping around the house. He would just like sort of roll his eyes, clench his jaw, maybe say something underneath his breath, and then either go back to scrolling on his phone or sometimes leave the room. And this was really frustrating for me because being silly is a core part of my personality. And it was really frustrating for him because obviously whatever I was doing was annoying for him. And at the time, I just didn't really realize how much of a personality mismatch we were. Because my ex was a good guy. I'm not making this video to say my ex was a jerk. He wasn't. But we were just not the right fit for each other. We were not the right match. And now I know what it feels like to be with somebody who actually is a good match for you. Because this morning I was in a silly, goofy, lighthearted mood. It's the first thing in the morning. I go down to the kitchen and I put on Another Night by The Real McCoy. I don't know if you know the song, but I just started dancing and having the best time to it first thing in the morning. And when my partner came down to the kitchen and heard the song on and saw me dancing, he didn't glare at me. He didn't mock me. He just joined right in and started dancing with me. And it just made me realize, like, that's what it feels like to be with somebody who is the right fit for you, who is a right match for you. Sometimes a good person is not enough. You need to have a personality alignment.
A lot of these modern women want men to be Captain Save Abroad. Those days are over, man. Those days are over. You used to have a society of men that would do that. But a lot of modern women have ruined that. They've destroyed it.
But they need our attention. they need our acknowledgement. They need us to see them. We're at work and we're walking down the aisles and we see somebody and we smile instead of just walking by as if they don't matter. Why should I acknowledge your presence? You don't matter. Now on the street, what men don't know is that women won't look them in the eye is because we're afraid they'll take it as an invitation, and that's too scary for us. But once I learned that I can pay very close attention to what I'm offering in an acknowledgement, and the only people I've ever had my admiration, my noticing, my smile taken wrong, there's only been 2 men in 30 years, and they were drunk. They're so sensitive to our energy. They're so sensitive to our invitation, which is, again, why if we're leading with physicality, with sexuality, they interpret that as an invitation.
You really honestly and truly have to understand that when you tell people that you don't need any help, and it's like, okay, 1 time or 2 times, maybe 3 times, but when you continue to tell them you don't need help over and over again, people quit helping you. People quit approaching you. People quit coming around. That would be a you problem.
You want me to be honest? I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm fuming. I'm on fire. I'm mad because I care more about you than you care about me, and that's how it's all God. I'm tired of it. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm tired of feeling so much. I'm tired of being in my head. I hate it. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. And no matter how much I try to let go of it and give it to God, it's still so heavy. I feel hopeless. I feel humiliated. I'm embarrassed. I'm confused. And I can't ask for help. I'm over it, bro. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Sick of this. I don't want to feel anymore. Feeling's what's supposed to make somebody a person. And I don't even want to feel anymore. I'm just done. I'm done.
A lot of these modern women, with their little list and things that they create, and they don't want a masculine man. They actually want a pansy. They don't want a man that knows how to be an actual man. They want a man on their terms. A man to act like they want that man to act.
I made your coffee before you woke up. Sat it on the counter like I always do. You walked right past it, didn't say a word. I told myself that's fine, but something in me hurt. I fixed the things you said were broken, showed up every time you called my name. But somewhere in the middle of us trying, we stopped seeing each other. Nothing looks the same. I'm still here, just quieter than before. I'm still here, but I'm not sure what for. I love you like I promised that I would. Just need you to see, like you said you would.
What do you do when you give someone everything? Like someone is struggling and they're down, on bad luck and they're going through things, and you go it out so they can have. Like you give them everything, whatever they need, you give it to them. And you go without things sometimes because you can't do both. And then the minute they get themselves together and they on their feet and everything is going good with them, they leave. Like you struggling like they were. You going without things still because you exhaust all of your everything you had to make sure they were okay. And now that they good, they don't need you, they leave. Like, no thank you, no let me help you out. They leave. Stop answering the phone, act like, yeah, I'ma holler at you. And now you struggling. Like, is it always a good thing to be good to people even though you don't know how they're gonna do you at the end? Because now you looking crazy. Like, what do you do? What do you do with that? I'm confused. Like, you're a good-hearted person. You don't know how to not help somebody. But then when you do that, you struggling and you don't have nobody like you. What do you do?
Good men do really get tired of foolishness. What's worse is that a lot of good men continue to try and try and try, but modern women continue to, I don't want to say be abusive, but you know, they abuse their privilege is essentially what's happening in a lot of these situations.
His money is my money. My money is my money. That's not selfish. That's the standard when you're with a real man. A provider doesn't see providing as a burden. He sees it as his role. And a woman who knows her worth doesn't apologize for it. She multiplies what he gives her. The wrong man will call this gold digging, and the right man will call this partnership.
Contrary to what you've been told or seen on television and the movies, opposites do not attract. Well, they may attract for a little while, but marriage experts overwhelmingly agree on this point, that couples that are the most similar in their values have the most satisfied marriages. Similar religiously, similar politically, morally. Find a woman who's similar to you and marry her.
So I just finished having dinner. I took myself to Applebee's. I'm just looking around my surroundings. I look to the left, I see a black man with a white woman. I look to the right, I see a black man with a white woman. What do I see? What do I notice all at the bar? Single black women. So it got me to thinking, are black men like totally giving up on black women?
No, but look where you at. You at Applebee's. I thought women didn't want to go to Applebee's, or sisters didn't want to go to Applebee's.
Here's the problem with modern marriage from a man's perspective. Most of the marriages I know, okay, the man provides financially, he protects, taking care of kids, doing the things that he can do. What does the woman bring? She brings love, affection, a little bit of sweetness at the end of the day, you know. If you get divorced, every single thing on that side of the man equation, he can be compelled to do by the power of the state, and if he fails to do it, they can put him in jail. Nothing on that other side, the female side, is enforceable at law.
Of course women love emotionally unavailable men because we're so emotional. We're too emotional. We need someone to balance it out. And in return, we help you because emotions is our forte. It's our specialty. Whereas solutions and logic can be your specialty. If we're upset about something, we want solutions. We want solutions more than you just having your own emotion about it.
We live in a generation where women have to become the man because men are busy acting like a princess. Men today have no discipline, no accountability, and no emotional intelligence. They don't know how to protect. They don't know how to provide, but they still walk around thinking they are the prize. They want the traditional wife treatment, but they bring zero traditional husband energy. They demand loyalty and respect, but offer nothing but bare minimum effort in return. And the moment you try to hold them accountable, they act like you are attacking them. They get overly emotional. They get sassy. And they still expect women to be the ones who initiate everything. Listen, if a woman is used to providing for herself, paying for her own bills, and creating her own peace, she's not going to chase a man, especially one who brings nothing to the table but still wants to sit at the head of it.
A lot of women would rather go for the guy that speaks perfectly rather than the guy that gets nervous and stutters and he's a bad first dater. But guys who are the bad first daters turn out to be the greatest life partners, and let me tell you why. I will tell you why. A man who is extremely perfect with what he says and he makes you feel top tier, he's talking to other women the same way. He's making other women feel the same way. That's why he's so good at it. What I'm trying to say is go for the guy who's less experienced. Because trust me, he will not leave you easily. But the guys who have been with many girls will leave you in a heartbeat because he thinks that he has other options. They're less forgiving. To work with me, one-on-one, it'll be in my bio.
This point in my life, it's convenient for me to date a married man. Very convenient. I don't think I'm destroying anybody's home. because their husband is my supposed boyfriend. That's not my business. You meet married men that 6 months, 3 months, they don't have at home, but they want to every day. They come to their girlfriend's house. They want, as they enter, they want just they do. But at home, there is nothing. So how you go? So that's my fault that you're not having fun at home, and that you can have that fun with me 1,000,000 times in a day if you so wish. You will always come to me. Once the man is married, yes, he should be out of bounds. For who? How is life is preference, right? I like to date married men. You cannot date married men. Let me do what works for me. Primary thing that keeps that man coming back is not anything, no.
If he liked you so much, why did he ever? What are you doing? When he ever move back there? What are you doing? It's not. You won't look nice. Yeah, so why did he ever let you know way before? No, it won't. I don't know. Why is it what you're saying? Black boy. It's he wishes he did. Well, it's not about he makes a move first, you know, right? No, but I'm saying he never showed his intentions ever until we started hanging out. I feel like until you said, oh my God, this guy. When you were doing they asked you to kiss me. He asked? No, when they asked you kiss a girl, you like outside the house, something like that, and then you kissed me.
I don't have any problem, approaching a man. I also don't have a problem, and I'm not dumb to allowing a man to also be a man. And I'm not dumb with allowing a man to be who he is. I know my role, my position as a woman. But I also know that sometimes, a man needs a little assistance. Like, you've been keeping up with everything I've been doing lately. So I just wanted to say, hey, what's good? Check up on you, see how you doing. The Chris get ghost. And it's like, damn. Like, you the one, then I get mad. Because I'm like, you the one that's been like hopping on every post. Like, then I get, the savage come out. The savage come out. Because I'm like, I try to, be nice.
Before you ever lower your standards for a man, raise your standards for yourself. I'm financially literate and I had no debt and I have no debt. Why would I have married into debt? If I can get a college degree, he can get a college degree. So of course I married someone with a college degree. You're also less likely to get divorced if you and your spouse have the same level of education, and even lower chances of divorce if it's college. If you're a person that has emotional regulation and knows how to communicate with people, why should you be with somebody who doesn't know how to talk without yelling? If you have high standards for yourself, why would you ever lower them for a partner? Men online love to focus on how often women initiate divorce, and there's a million reasons why that's stupid, but they never care about all those stats that prove that relationships tend to be more important for men and detrimental to women. As a woman living in a misogynistic patriarchy, you should never marry a man if it doesn't make your entire life better. If you do not experience more joy, more laughter, more love, if you do not eat better food, go better places, wear better clothes, why are you getting married? The bare minimum standard for a man should be whatever you do for yourself.
Marriage is really quite a complicated question. People enter into it with romantic ideas, and then real life takes over, and we begin to actually have to work with our own limitations, with the limitations of the people that we love, with the circumstances of life, and we think that something has gone wrong. It hasn't gone wrong, it's just gone real. The purpose of our lives is to learn how to love, and we don't know. And so it's an opportunity to expand our own capacity to accept, to respect, to be patient, to be helpful. We define good as effortless and easy, but the soul defines good as ever expanding our ability, above all our ability to love. So what we really need to do to make our marriage great, as much as possible, to realize that it's I who am responsible for my happiness, and the more happiness I can find within myself because of my relationship to a greater reality, the more I can love and the more happiness I can bring to others. And that's what makes a great marriage.
That man is not getting attention because he's special. He's getting attention because of who he's with, okay? I hate to say it, but he's not the main event here. He's the plus one. When women are looking at him, it's not because they're saying, oh my God, I want him. He's so hot. Okay? They're actually looking at her like, what's going on with that? What do they have going on there? He must be doing well in life. He must be really smart. Something's going on over there. Listen, my cortisol levels simply cannot take men misunderstanding basic social dynamics. It's called pre-selection. Look it up. Because all of that good lighting that man is getting is actually the spotlight that the girl brought to the table. And sadly, I've seen this happen in the wild. Some women don't flirt with men that they actually want. They flirt with them because they want to win a game against her. She's basically on an episode of Survivor just gathering data. Meanwhile, this poor soul of a man is sitting there saying, wow, yeah, I still got it. I got it going on. Like, no, sit down, okay? You were never assigned. You're basically just the monkey in the middle of two women that want the ball. So get a grip. The guys that can actually figure this out are usually very strong masculine men anyway. And the ones who complain about it are usually the dudes that feel like they're the prize.
Yearning, bring back yearning, bring back yearning. Why aren't we yearning? Why aren't the men yearning? Why aren't the men yearning? Yearn.
I'll tell you why men don't yearn for women anymore. I've seen countless videos like this one pop up on my For You page of women complaining that men aren't romantic anymore, that they don't chase or yearn like they used to, basically pointing the finger at men per usual. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most modern women today are too busy trying to become the man they want to be with instead of becoming the woman a man would want to be with. We've got a whole generation of women operating in pure masculine energy and then wondering why masculine men are interested. You're out here being independent, being the boss, making your own money, claiming you don't need anyone. All of that is masculine energy. And a straight man isn't going to yearn for another man, babe. Masculine energy doesn't yearn for masculine energy. It competes with it. But instead of taking the time to deeply reflect, we'd rather blame men and ask, why don't they yearn anymore? Instead of asking ourselves, how do we become a woman worth yearning over? It's always the men's fault, never ours, right? But accountability is what separates women from girls. If you want a man to yearn for you, give him something to yearn for. Stop trying to be him and start embracing those feminine qualities you were inherently born with.
This is how men check out of dating. A lot of men don't want to admit it, but the value that they feel comes from the women that they can date. For example, you make an approach on a girl at a bar. You get her number. Confidence goes up. You text her in the morning, she doesn't respond to you, now confidence goes down. You go out next weekend, you actually close on the first night. You have woohoo, top of the world. Then the next day, she says, I miss my toxic ex, sorry. So your confidence is always doing this, ups and downs, ups and downs. What keeps me grounded and what keeps me from not really ever going down are a few things. Number one, I got bigger fish to fry. I run a business. I help men full time. I could care less about the chick. How are my clients doing? Are they getting wins? How are my team and my employees? Are they getting the help that they need? Are they struggling? How's my health? Am I in the gym? Am I working out? If all of that's going gravy, I could care less about what a girl texts me back or not. In conclusion, if you're a guy, I want you to find a focus that is outside of having success with women or not. Because if you put your self-worth in being able to get or obtain or keep a woman, you'll always be doing this with your mood, and that's not good.
The first and the most obvious place where you will meet a single man is at the gym. But the only gym you are going to go to from now on is the gym that has a very elevated section for weightlifting. And that means that you're going to forget about your Pilates class because you'll never find a single man in there. You will find single men at the gym because they have more time to invest in themselves, and they invest in themselves because they want to impress the single ladies. But it's very important that you present yourself at the weight section during the hours that the single man will be there. And that's either early in the morning before they start to work or after dinner at night, because it's also a way for them to socialize with other single men, because men who are in relationships will be home with their partners. And now about your attitude. You're going to leave your headphones home and your phone will be in your locker. And if a guy looks at you and you think you like that guy, you're going to give him a smile. And I'm telling you this because research has shown us that when a man sees a woman smile at him, it encourages him to maybe go up and talk to her. And if nobody starts to talk to you, the best way to get attention from a man is to ask him for help. And the second hotspot where you will meet single men is on a Saturday or on a Sunday morning at the supermarket or at the grocery shop. And because he's good in food prep, he will buy his provisions on the weekend before he socializes with friends and family. And you're going to dress up, look cute, and you're going to ask any man you like to get you something from the top shelf.
This guy was trying to give me his Instagram the other day, and I am genuinely so uncouth sometimes, and I need to remind myself, give my head a wobble, and sit with myself for a minute, and remind myself that not every thought has to then come out of my up, because it just seems to happen time and time again. Realistically, in the grand scheme of things, it's truly not a big deal, but it just happens all the time, and there's just no way I can prevent what is happening in my brain coming out verbally. So I'm chatting to this guy, and then he was like, "Oh, take my Instagram." And I was like, yeah, okay, fine. The logical thing to do in that situation would have probably just been him to tell me his Instagram. But I thought, oh no, let me hand this man my phone, and then he can put his Instagram in my phone. Upon going onto Instagram and the search bar, there was a load of people in there, and I was like, okay, he can't see this. So instead of just quietly sitting there and deleting them, I thought it would be wise to tell this man, oh, hang on a second, let me just clear my history. And then he was like, what? Like, how many you got in there? How many? And I was like, what do you mean how many? Like, then I just said to him, I was like, oh no, it's just from stalking people. It's not really any better. But yeah, I cannot help it. I really cannot help it. Like, just whatever is in my brain needs to come out of my mouth, and I need to put a stop to that. But yeah, anyway, that's the story.
Where is the best place for a man to approach a woman?
Well, according to the literal thousands of videos you can find of women answering this question, I would say nowhere.
Obviously, it's not the gym. We've seen the discourse on that. However, I saw a video today of a lady saying that a man approached her in a grocery store, and she was like, oh my God, we can't even go to the grocery store in peace.
So no gym, no grocery store. I've also heard no school, like don't approach me at school. And this one, to me, takes the cake. Don't approach me at a club where singles go to meet other singles. Don't approach me at the club. I'm just here to dance with my girls.
And to that woman specifically, I say, absolutely. If you don't want people approaching you in the grocery store, you have every right to say that. But as a collective, I'm worried because I'm like, if they can't approach us in the grocery store, I fear that their only option is DM. And I don't want an internet love story. So now I want to know from the women, like, where is home base? Like, where are we going to say, like, yes, if we are here, feel free to respectfully approach? What?
Ma'am, if you didn't get the memo, men have decided to check out completely. So it doesn't matter if you guys sent out a badness signal saying, hey, approach us this way. Now we're okay for you to approach us in this area. Men have gotten the message and they've said, no, thank you. And they've decided not to approach. Even when you are saying, and I know you have good intentions, even when you are saying, hey, when are we going to give a guys the signal? You have to add in the modifier respectfully approach because of your fear of the sisterhood.
Because to me, like, I used to be, a lot of people don't know that, and I don't care. I used to be a stud. If you pay attention, you've been my friend on TikTok for a while, then you will know that I was in a marriage with a woman for 11 years. I was the man. So when it comes down to it, no, I did not get appreciated. I barely got loved. It was horrible. So that is why some men come out here and be just doing their own thing, don't even care, because, bruh, they experience with it. No woman is just out here trying to help her man. She expects her man to just do for her. And it dawned on me, like, when women were growing up, I don't know one woman that was raised to know how to treat a man. I don't. I know that when I was being raised up and the people around me that was being raised up, our mamas taught us to pay attention what to look for in a man. Pay attention to how or what he has, 6 figures, a car, a house. Nobody taught us how to love him. Nobody taught us how to take care of him when he's down. Nobody taught a woman how to nurture their man the correct way. We were just taught to look. We were just nurturers by nature. Nobody was taught how to nurture no man. But we were definitely taught to look. Pay attention to what your father does. He's got this job, he's got that job, he's got these cars, he's got this house, he takes care of mom. That's all we was taught to look for. And a little bit of love that you see in the house. What the fuck?
honestly, and I'm probably going to get eaten alive for saying this, I feel like a lot of women have forgotten their place. And we live in this inverted world. And I feel we got stuck in this whole feminism thing. Feminism is a scam. And now it's like trying to undo. It is. Feminism, I don't care what anybody says. Yes, we are equal in value, but we are not equal in traits. We are different. Men and women are different.
I agree with that.
And I'm so sick and tired of why are we fighting to be something that we're not? I am not a man. I will never be a man. And for those of you that make that decision, I love that for you. Period. But there are certain things that are just, y'all are stronger than we are. We are more detail oriented than you are. There are certain traits that we naturally got from God based on the gender that we are. And it's all based on survival. It's all based on human nature. And so I feel like a lot of women, not all women, but most women have forgotten their place.
Within themselves,
within the order of family, within the order, even like with God, if you just want to start blanketing statements, like, now this is the thing, if you are a masculine woman, that's fine, but stop acting like you're feminine. If you want to be a boss babe, I don't need no man, you go do you, boo, but stop teaching that that's the answer, because I'm sick and tired of this divide of the family. I'm sick and tired of now good men, I'm listening to like stories, right? Good men are getting lazy in dating. They're getting lazy in the pursuit because women are making either everything too easy or they're too hands off. So now what's the point in even trying to date a woman when you're the man that you want me to be?
Men can tell from day one what type of woman you are, and they put you in one of two categories. It's either potential long-term girlfriend, wife material, or it is something casual, like easy intimacy. And he does this very, very quickly. And one of the ways that he knows which category you go into is by his advances. So how quickly are you impressed by his advances? When he takes you on an extravagant date or buys you flowers, are you impressed? Are you like, oh my God? Are you going away and telling your friends that you think you found the one simply because he showed up and he was like a gentleman to you? Because if you are, he can feel that. This is when he's going to put you in the casual basket. A woman who is living from a healthy, secure, feminine woman, feminine energy is always going to be extremely open and grateful for a man showing up for her in a massive way. At the same time, she's not going to be impressed by it. Let me explain what I mean by that. It's like, when I met my husband, he was the most incredible, amazing man. He still is. Every single detail was flawless, was perfect. He was showing up full Prince Charming. And at the same time, I didn't lose myself in that relationship. I didn't make this mean, oh my God, it's my husband. I continued going about my own life. I had very clear boundaries with him around my time, around intimacy. Like everything was very clear from day one. So I didn't meet this man who showed up amazingly and then fully lose myself in him. I paced the relationship and it went very slow. Even though we got engaged quickly, the entire relationship developed very slowly. So if a man is love bombing you, if he's coming on strong and then fizzling out, what I want you to reflect on is, where are you not pacing the relationship? Where are you showing up from a place of needing this man's validation?
And you really, honestly and truly, you see a lot of men checking out. You see a lot of men gravitating. You see a lot of men going towards having a more peaceful existence, right? I'm surrounded by my friends, surrounded by my family. I help them out. My friends and my family, anytime they call me, they didn't get anything. But you as a modern woman, don't call my phone.